Guys, I want you to check this out and may God get all the glory because I have gone down a rabbit hole of truth that has led me to have to make this video. And what this video is about and is going to be about is alpha brain waves. And this all started, believe it or not, because of a amino acid. I can't remember exactly right now what led me to that amino acid, but it was something about it. And I was doing some research on this amino acid, and the amino acid is named something that I cannot pronounce. It's like L-theanine or something like that. I'm gonna try to just scroll up as I'm talking to see if I can run across it, and then I can show you exactly what that is. Oh, is that it? Here we go. So you see how I say, see the difference is this word right here, this L-theanine. So when I was looking at that up, apparently it's only in like mushrooms and teas. And I found that extremely odd and weird and interesting because it's like, why is that the only place you can find this? I'm thinking, is it man-made or is it something that is naturally occurring in nature? Apparently, it is something that is naturally occurring in nature. So because it was so peculiar, I looked into what benefits it would have on us because it was only mainly found in green tea, and I always kind of felt that green tea was bad. I guess maybe because of the caffeine or whatever the case is. So I've always stayed away from it. But here you have this L-theanine that is so hard to find in anything else. It's not in any fruits. It's not in any vegetables. It's just only in teas and mushrooms and certain funguses. So I'm like, okay. So when I did looked into this L-theanine, I found out something very interesting about it. And the thing that I found out about it is that it is um, responsible for, I'm not gonna, I don't want to misquote this, but to paraphrase it, is responsible for increasing your alpha brain waves. Now, this is why I wanted to make this video because this is so critical and important that we need to understand this. Because I think what started this, not what started this, but a thing that held in my mind was I heard someone say that I think it was along the lines of, we only use a certain percentage of our brains, right? We only use a certain percentage. And then they were saying that this L-theanine was something that can help us to use more of our brains. And it was going on along that line. And so it comes down to find out that this L-theanine can help metabolize some things and create this GABA. And so it's the GABA that kind of facilitates or, interacts with us and creates these brain waves, which will be the alpha. And when I started this video, you might have come down to here. So, okay, so just follow me down this trail. So, now I'm learning about GABA, right? Learning about GABA. Okay, so now my focus is on alpha brainwaves because what is the alpha brainwaves? Why does this food get us into this state? So I'm learning about these things, and I learned about the alpha state of mind, and this alpha state of mind is what we need to be in. It keeps us calm, keeps us relaxed, it keeps us stress free. It will repair our body, will give our nervous system a chance to relax. We won't need drugs. We won't need this. We won't need that. We can just relax and take it easy. And that's all given to us by, having this alpha state of mind, this GABA induced amino acid trigger, thanks to the L-theanine. And so I was, wondering, well, where can I get this L-theanine from? Well, not necessarily L-theanine, but GABA. Where can I get the GABA from? Because I want to increase my alpha uh, waves in my brain. And then I found out that, beans, sweet potatoes, there's actually a lot of different foods, unlike the L-theanine. There are a lot of different foods that have GABA in it already. So when I was looking at the beans and I was looking at sprouting beans, because if you sprout beans, it actually will increase the GABA. Even it will make it even more potent. So because my goal now is to increase my alpha brain waves. Alpha brain waves are very important. All the brain waves are important, right? But at each brain wave, you're able to do something different in that state of mind. And that's what I was interested in, because this um, alpha waves, this is a state of mind. Beta, delta, all of these are just state of minds. These are the frequency of which your mind is in, and it is the right conditions for you to do certain things in. Like I can't dream, conscious, being in a conscious state of mind. I have to be in a certain maybe delta state, or, beta, or whatever it may be, state of mind in order to enter the dream world. So it's the same with this, GABA producing alpha waves, and it will put you into that state of mind. So the journey is to get to the alpha state of mind, because it will restore your body, it will bring you peace, it will do so much for you. And so I'm just learning about the foods that I can eat to get them. And then as I was doing from there, I was just, I'm gonna show you exactly how I made this connection. Well, yeah, because then I went to the babies, because I wanted to see what was the babies, what were their waves um, in infancy, um, and they had showed me what the stages of their maturity would be from infancy to adulthood, and their state of minds and what waves their brains are functioning in. And then, of course, this is here is telling us around the age of 10, development of the alpha waves, ages 2 to 7, theta, 7 to 12, alpha state. All right. So, and I said, what does the alpha state do to the regenerative order of the body? And then it tells us again what I was telling you about the nervous system. And it just repairs. I was trying to make the connection to how I came to this conclusion, which is it possible to produce alpha waves through meditation without preventing it from happening through concentrated focus? So they were saying that, I think this is what kind of led to it, because they were saying that if you well, one thing that makes the alpha waves occur in our minds, or it gets us in that state, is, I think they were mentioning meditation. Yeah, they were talking about what were they saying? Like opened. Hold on, let me see if I can go to it for a second, because they were talking about the different forms of meditation that could actually produce the GABA or the alpha waves. And these, because they were saying things like you could say mantra. I think they was talking about focused meditation, and things that were like not focused meditations. And it just made me think, because the alpha waves is kind of like this, not a dream state, but it's kind of like this state where if you're conscious, you can't really enter into that state. So that's why I asked them, um, you know, is there a way for you to be able to do it without it actually um okay, so here's what I was trying to talk to: the open mentoring meditation. And I'm sorry guys, I'm all over the place, because this is real life for me. I'm just doing this all literally right now. So yeah, forgive me, but bear with me and follow the train of thought. So yeah, these were the, because we'll see what the question I asked: is it possible to produce alpha waves through meditation without preventing it? Because if you're if you're focusing on something, it's going to throw off your concentration. So I didn't know how you could concentrate, create beta waves. I mean alpha waves without destroying it because you're concentrating. So I was just kind of confused. But then he answered it. Yes, it is possible to achieve alpha waves through meditation, though through meditation involving focus. The apparent contradiction is re- resolved by understanding the different types of use meditation use different forms of focus. So basically, when I realized that essentially, because that's why I took us down this whole path, because first it was okay, you need L-theanine, no, you need GABA, no, you need sweet potatoes, you need beans, you need to sprout them. And then we get down to the nitty gritty. You don't actually need any food to invoke or to produce this alpha state in you. You can produce it yourself. And that right there is so dangerous. This is why I have to make this. May God get the glory, and I pray it falls on the right ears for those that are on their journey. Because I'm telling you, this right here is a key. It's a key. It's a huge key. If we only understood this, if I only understood it greater. Listen, because we're finally getting to the point and the beauty of this whole video. And may God get the glory. It's telling us that we can produce within ourselves a state of mind that will literally restore our body, that will literally put us in a state of tranquility, peace that surpasses understanding. You see what I'm saying? It can put us in this alpha state. Um, and not just by meditation, because that led me to this next question, because I said, well, meditation. I said, so praying essentially will increase your alpha brain waves. And they said, yes. Studies indicate that prayer does increase alpha brain wave activity. This effect is similar to the changes observed during meditation and contributes to the feeling of peace, relaxation, and well being that many people experience while praying. And then it goes on to tell further on. But that's why I wanted to make this video. See, God tell us to do things, but he don't tell us why. It is so much behind why, he wants us to do things. The simple act of praying, we might look at it as a burden and say, I have to pray. But God wants us to pray for a reason, for multiple reasons, right? And one of them discovered today by me is that he wants us to be praying, to be in that state of mind, to be in the right state of mind, to let this mind be in you, which was also in Christ Jesus. And when we focus on God, when we focus on righteousness, on the right things, it will inevitably, through our prayers, it will not inevitably, through our meditation, it would inevitably have us focusing on God and increasing our alpha brain waves. Do a study on alpha brain waves. See the significance, the importance, because we can access this at any given time and yet we don't. This is the same as being able to enter into the dream world. You know that when we go to sleep, sometimes we dream, and the only reason why is because our brain is in a certain state. I don't know what state it is, delta, sigma, beta, alpha, who knows? But the point is, our brains can produce this state of being, and we can leave our bodies because we're sleeping, right? And we're dreaming, and we leave our bodies in a sense because we are still physically here. But when we're in our dreams, obviously we're not physically there or literally there, but we are there because we see it. We see ourselves in our dreams. So this is like, just imagine if you had the ability, and when I say the ability, I'm talking about the knowledge. And when I say the knowledge, I mean the instructions on how to, like it was trying to tell us how to meditate and how to and understanding the difference between focused meditation and this, that, and the third and whatever, whatever. What if you knew specifically how to just automatically get your mind in this in the dream mind state? You see what I'm saying? Where you could just do whatever process or do whatever you need to get into that state of mind and just go take off into the dream world. And if you think about it, we kind of do that every day because we go to sleep, and this is involuntary, of course, because we're tired. We have to go to sleep, but we go to sleep and our brain shuts down. All of us, all of our brains shut down, and then we're forced to go off into the dream world if our minds can enter that state, because sometimes we go to sleep and we don't have a dream. And I think that maybe that's because our brain was never able to enter into that state, which makes me lead to believe that there is a lot of psychological and mental warfare going on that has the minds of people, unable to relax, unable to enter alpha state. And now they're going to end up having a bunch of neurological and mental illnesses as a result of not being able to enter that alpha state of mind to get that restorative, regenerative blessing that God installed in our hardwire for when we enter that alpha state, our nervous system to take a break. And that's why I asked AI, I'm sitting here, looking at all this stuff like, what are some things that can prevent the alpha waves from, manifesting in our bodies? What are some things that can prevent the alpha waves from occurring? And it was telling me stress, all of these things that basically, oh, here you go right here. What prohibits the alpha waves from functioning? Alpha waves are naturally suppressed or blocked, a phenomenon called alpha blocking, by a variety of conditions and activities that require focus, external attention, or high cognitive processing, like working and focusing on jobs and houses and careers and stuff. The main factors that prohibit alpha waves from becoming the dominant brain rhythm are sensory stimulation, like being on TikTok, all of these reels, Instagram, social media. Okay, opening your eyes, especially the visual input. We're constantly watching this stuff. Little do we know, it's lowering our alpha brain waves. Active concentration, mental focus, when you're engaged in focused thinking, like at work, problem solving, complex cognitive tasks, like at work, when you're constantly working, is lowering your alpha waves. High levels of stress because of life, because of the economy, because of work, lowers your alpha waves. Sleep deprivation and fatigue because of work, working too many hours. You're not working, you just not getting enough sleep. Alpha waves shot down. Caffeine and alcohol because you're stressed out. You drink alcohol because of work. You need caffeine to keep working. No alpha waves. Neurological conditions, and it goes on in that. So, I'm just, I don't know, trying to connect dots here and just looking at things from an open mind point of view. But it's just crazy to me that we have a part of us that we are not accessing. And it seems like everything in society is like set up to where as though it just blocks our alpha waves from happening. No wonder everybody's on edge. No one's relaxed. No one, you know, is essentially, at peace because we're overstimulated. We are overstimulated thanks to technology, thanks to the culture, thanks to X, Y, and Z. And we're never able to get into that alpha state unless we're sleeping or unless we have good diets that will, through what we are taking, eat dietary wise, can contribute to our brain function. But the news flash is, we don't even need the dietary. We can induce this state of mind ourselves. You know, but of course we have to bear in mind we have all these contributing factors of the world that wants to shut down our alpha waves and take us out of our state of peace and take us into, you know, I don't even know what. Oh, I do. Fight or flight. Should have been in an alpha state of bliss. We're gonna be in a fight or flight, adrenaline induced state of mind, making quick and irrational decisions all based off impulse. Oh God. I'll just say that because I'm just like literally like just describing myself to a T with this. And I see what the problem is. It's not enough alpha wave activity going on in my brain. It's not enough alpha wave activity going on in my brain. And I think a lot of it has to do with environment and not necessarily to do with dietary. This is a environmental issue. Having been in this country and just living life in general, I think and not necessarily living life in general because that's an incorrect statement. It's living this oppressed life that they have created for us. That is essentially the issue, the oppression. I think, and I think that's what it will do. Oppression just takes away your alpha, state of mind because you're never at peace. You can never enter into this because you got all of these things like they named working against you every which way you turn. You know, but thank God we have a solution for that. It was telling us prayer and meditation can boost those alpha waves up organically and naturally. And even studies have shown that prayer will help you reach that alpha state of mind. And so I just wanted to share that because this was groundbreaking information to me. I'm not sure how it is for you guys, but I've enjoyed it. And if you enjoyed it, may God get the glory. And till next time.